A young boy named Issei was heading to school, skipping along his way. He was happy to be in a new school and possibly friends in Kyoto. Once he reached to his new school, he had to go to the principal office for a tour of his new school. Issei knocked the principal office door, then heard the principal spoke from the office, "Come in." Issei took a deep breath and entered. The principal looks up and asked with a smile, "How can I help you?" Issei responded, "Well, I'm new to this school, and today is my first day." "Oh, okay. What's your name?" the principal asked. Issei responded, "Issei Hayado." The principal looks up in the computer system for his once found his file. The principal spoke, "Okay, Issei Hayado. I got your file. So welcome to Kyoto Elementary. I'll show to your new classroom." The principal prints out a schedule for Issei and gave it to him. As the principal takes Issei to his new classroom, an entity speaks to Issei's mind. "Hey partner. You are starting off a new school, eh?" Issei responded with a bit of disappointment, "I hate school. It seems I can't run away." Dryag spoke with a chuckle, "So what your goals then?" Issei thought for a moment and responded with uncertainty, "To be honest, I don't know. In the past I wanted a harem of beautiful girls. Since I was reborn after the battle with Triaxia, part of me went missing, maybe for the better. I vowed to not be known as the Issei Dragon." "I see. I'm glad you chose not to be pervert anymore, partner." As Dryad cried in happy tears. 3. As Dryad cried in happy tears, Issei reached to his new class. The principal spoke, "All right, here your class." Issei spoke with a smile, "Thanks." Issei entered the classroom where there was empty seat for him with his name written. Issei sat on the chair and watched other kids talk with each other. Issei spoke to himself, "Well, I just waited it out, I guess." Dryad spoke in Issei's head, "Hey partner, there are girls staring at you." Issei turned his head and noticed a blonde girl that was staring at him, then she reverted her gaze somewhere else. Issei spoke to Dryad, "Is that?" "Yes, I'm sure that Kuna, daughter of Isaka, queen of yokai." Issei asked, "But I'm supposed to be older than her, right?" As he started to question the reality, Dryad spoke to calm him down, "Remember, in this new world anything be different, and even the timeline." "Oh right. Thanks, Dryad." Issei spoke while calmed down. Dryad spoke with grin, "No problem, partner. I'm here with you." Then after a while the teacher came in the classroom as the kids sat on their chairs. The teacher spoke, "All right class, we have a new student in our class. I would to introduce him." The teacher motioned Issei to stand up, which he followed. Issei spoke, "Hey everyone. I'm Issei Hayado, just moved here. I hope we can get along." Teacher spoke to the class, "Any questions for Hayado?" There was none, even a cricket can be heard. The teacher spoke, "All right, we'll get the class started." As the teacher begins to teach, Issei was chatting with Dryad about the new world he's in. As they were chatting, Issei noticed Kuna would get glances of him every few minutes. 1. After a few hours till lunchtime, Issei was busy concentrated in the class. Once the bell rung for lunch, the students dispersed to meet their friends. Issei took his bento that his mother made for him. As he was about to eat, Kuna sat across from him. Kuna spoke, "Mind I sit here?" "Sure, go ahead." Issei immediately shut his mouth before saying her name. "Okay then, my name is Kuna," said Kuna with a smile. "My name is Issei Hayado." Issei spoke in return. They so ate in silence, but Issei can't shake off of Kuna gaze as if she was studying him of every movement he made. Issei decided to speak first. "You are this friendly with every person that is new?" Kuna gulped her food down before speaking. "No, this is the first for me. So I never met a new kid. Also I noticed you were kind of lost. Might as well help you." "I see. Thank you for coming, as my first friend." Issei spoke with a genuine smile. In that moment, like beam radiate from Issei, that Kuna's heart pounded. Her face heated. Kuna spoke to herself, "What with this weird feeling? Why I feel shy?" Kuna stuttered, "And no problem." Issei carries the conversation as normal, but Dryad noticed Kuna's behavior around his host. Dryad chuckled, "Oh partner, you have no idea what you are getting into. You're such lady killer without knowing it. Maybe your old dream might become true." 1. After a few weeks with Issei meeting with Kuna. Issei and Kuna are like best friends. As Issei was in his room doing his homework, Dryad spoke to him. "I noticed Kuna's attachment towards you," said Dryad. Issei stopped writing his homework and spoke in disappointment to Dryag. Now you decided to speak. It'd been weeks we had a conversation, Dryag responded. There was nothing important to talk about. Unless it's about boosted gear or the supernatural. Issei began to write his homework and spoke. I see, as long I'm not getting involved of the supernatural, or any type of danger, I should be fine. What was about Kunu? Dryag sighed at Issei's oblivious nature and responded. Her attachment towards you, I guess, is normal for a person to get attached to. Issei spoke. Dryag simply sighs and spoke. I'm going to sleep for now. Issei continued to do his homework until he finishes it. After he was done, he stretched his body. Then he went to play his video games for the rest of the afternoon till dinner. After dinner and being ready, go to bed. Issei lay on his bed looking at ceiling. Remembering his location where he lives, Issei spoke. If I'm here, Kyoto, and the past in Ko. I wonder what else is different. I guess I don't need to fret over it. In his sleep he would train with Dryag that was waiting for him. The next day Issei had get up for school, which he hated it. But part of him was happy to meet Kunu at school. Once Issei was at his class waiting for class to start, Kunu sees him and quickly approaches him. Hey Issei. Morning, said Kunu with a smile. Issei spoke with smile. Morning, Kunu. Then Kunu wrapped her arms around Issei's neck. Issei felt himself getting choked, but he decided to endure it. Kunu begs and nuzzle at his head. Issei felt himself melting in Kunu's embrace. Dryag decided to tease Issei's predicament. Look who getting comfortable. Issei opened his eyes and spoke to Kunu. I'm choking, Kunu. Kunu quickly let go of Issei in a mess of blush. I'm so sorry, Issei. Kunu trying to calm down. Issei spoke. Is alright. Kunu quickly went to her chair and sat down. She started to talk to herself. Who geez, what I'm doing? I don't why I'm acting that way. I hope Issei doesn't hate me. As Kunu continues to talk to herself, Issei can see like Kunu ears go down and tails wagging. Issei spoke to Dryag. I guess it's not bad getting attached to someone. Dryag remained silent and listened to Issei ramble. Then the class started as the teacher entered. Once lunchtime started, Kunu was sitting across from Issei with a blushing face. As Issei was busy eating his lunch, Issei spoke. Are you okay, Kunu? Kunu quickly perks up and responded, yes. I'm okay. Kunu started to eat her lunch, trying to hide her blushing face. Issei shrugs off and they continue to eat in silence. After having their lunch they went out to play at the school playground. As they were playing, a kid knocked Issei off the ground, caused Issei to hit his head on the ground. Kunu noticed the Issei's fall. She immediately ran to him. Issei. Issei, are you okay? Kunu spoke. It took a second for Issei to get up and getting his bearings. He saw Kunu ready to tear up. Issei spoke. I'm okay, Kunu. Trying to comfort her from crying. Kunu asked, Are you sure? Yeah, I'm okay. Issei responded. Kunu's face turns in a small smile. As Issei was trying to comfort Kunu, he could hear Dryag shouting at someone in his head. Dryag shouted, What are you doing here in my host? I just woke up from my nap, Dryag. This is supposed to be my host. Issei spoke in his head to Dryag. What going on in there, Dryag? Dryag shouted, This rival of mine is here. Issei asked, Albion? Albion's voice could be heard with pride. Yes, that me. The White Dragon Emperor. Issei asked in shock. How? 2. I don't know, child. I just woke up in my rival host. Albion responded. As Dryag was ready to tear Albion apart, Issei spoke up. Dryag, don't fight in my head. We'll figure something out. Dryag spoke. Fine. Issei cut the link between the two dragons. Kunu noticed Issei's blank stare, but Issei returned to the real world. Kunu spoke. Issei? Issei looks at Kunu with a smile and spoke. Sorry, I spaced out for a second. So they decided to play for the rest of the time before they had to go back to class. Once the school was over, Issei was packing his belongings, getting ready to head home. Kunu approaches to Issei. Kunu spoke. You going home, Issei? Issei responded as he put his bag on his shoulder. Yes, something wrong? Kunu begins to fidget her fingers as she slightly looks away, blushing, and she spoke the remaining courage she had. Well, could we hang out sometime this weekend? As Issei was about to respond, but was interrupted by the two heavenly dragons in his head. Look, our young host going on his little first date. Albion mock. True, his first girlfriend. Dryag chimed in. Issei felt getting angry at the two dragons and spoke, "Shut up. You two are virgins and died." Dryag spoke in monotone, "Don't exclude yourself out too." Issei's body turned into stone comically. Issei remembered he also died virgin. He returned to real world to respond to Kunu. Issei spoke, "For sure Kunu let hang out." Kunu's face brightens up with happiness and spoke, "Thank you Issei." Kunu walks away with small giggles and joy. Issei sighed to himself like he can feel himself getting dragged into the supernatural no matter what. As Issei was walking back home and alongside him was Kunu. Kunu walks very closely to Issei's shoulder. Dryag spoke to Issei, "I see your girlfriend want your companionship." "Shut up Dryag. We aren't dating." Issei spoke. Albion chimed in, "Yeah we'll see." Issei cut the link between the two dragons. As they walked, Kunu was about to turn to the corner. Kunu spoke, "This will split." Issei nodded and spoke, "Yeah, see you tomorrow then." Kunu spoke with a smile, "Yeah? We will." They waved their goodbyes, and then they went to their separate ways. Issei spoke to himself, "That path leads to Kyoto Palace where Yusaka resides." Issei was at home after a while of walking. Issei was in his bedroom putting away his school bag. He plops himself on the bed from his new life in the new timeline. Issei spoke to the two dragons, "Okay, what going on with you two? Earlier today, you two were ready to tear each other apart, and now you like friends." Dryag responded, "Partner, when you cut the link, we decided to hold off the fight and watch the interaction you have with Kunu. That Albion and I agreed on something. We think you'll actually surprise us in one way or another." "Just wow." Dryag. "I thought as something living as a normal human. Now you are making me lose hope." Issei spoke in disappointment. Issei sits on his bed and spoke to Albion with seriousness. "Albion, how did you end up in my body? Do you remember anything?" Albion was quiet for a minute, and then he responded, "The moment you died fighting Trihexa. My host decided to take your place in battle, which he also perished. I was supposed to move on, but my theory is your world is gone." 1. Issei was sly and trying to take everything in. His parents, lovers, and friends are dead. Dryag and Albion noticed Issei's mindset. Dryag spoke, "Partner, it's hard to take in. But you were given another life, but this life cherishes the things you care the most. Train hard to make sure the same thing doesn't happen in this world even though it may not happen." Issei looks up at the ceiling and spoke, "Thanks Dryag, though I may not be important in this world. I'll train hard and protect. Once again I promise to not be a pay dragon in this world." Dryag began to cry of happy tears and spoke, "Thank you partner of your kind words. Also, I'll regain my reputation." "Sure thing Dryag. Also, Albion, since you are stuck with me, I promise to do the same for you." Issei spoke. "Wah! Thank you, my host. I'll make sure you hold your words for it." Albion cried in happy tears also. 2. Issei sighs at these dramatic dragons which they were meant be show of force and respect, but they cry of their past nicknames. Issei went to the kitchen to eat dinner with his family as usual. As Issei was eating his dinner he could hear Dryag and Albion conversation having Issei getting trained. Once dinner was over Issei taken a shower and went to bed in his shorts. Issei focused on his mind which he taken to his mindscape. Issei looks up and sees the two dragons staring at him. Albion spoke, "Alright host, get ready, we'll train you every day and keep your words. Also partner, we'll make you greatest dragon emperor that we know and exist." Dryag spoke with pride. Issei grins at the dragons and spoke, "Let get it to it." After a few days passed, it was on weekend. Issei was on a street waiting for Kunu where they usually meet. Issei was wearing outdoor clothes that matches his style with a red polo shirt with gray shorts. Dryag spoke, "It seemed my partner outdone himself like going on a date." "I see what you mean, Red. I would see his dragon side trying to impress a female." Albion spoke. Issei exclaimed to the dragons, Hey! I'm not trying to impress no one. It just came to me naturally. Kunu and I are just hanging out as friends." "Well, your female is here." Dryag spoke. Issei cuts the link between the dragons and notices Kunu approaching to him. Kunu spoke with a smile, "Hey Issei." Issei spoke in kind, "Hey Kunu." Kunu began to fidget, and in a blushing manner, and Kunu spoke, "So how I look?" Issei notices Kunu attire which she was wearing sundress with floral designs. Issei had to admit himself that Kunu is pretty in that outfit. Issei responds trying to chill, it looks pretty on you. Kunu blushes heavily as she was trying to process Issei's words. Issei says I'm pretty? I really thought hard on it what to wear. I don't know why I did it. Kunu spoke to herself. Kunu spoke to Issei trying to make eye contact. You look good, also. Draig and Albion laughs at Issei and Albion spoke. See, he's going on a date. Shut up, Albion! Issei exclaimed trying hard to not blush. Issei cuts the link again with dragons, and he takes some deep breaths to calm himself. Issei spoke to Kunu. Let go, Kunu, and let's have some fun. As Issei stretches his hand to hers, Kunu blushes once again and spoke, Sure, Issei. As she grabs Issei's hand. As Issei and Kunu were walking to a theme park that is open, Kunu would hum along the way as she had her fingers intertwined on Issei's hand. In Issei's mind, he was panicking because he sensed the yokai watching them, especially on him. Draig spoke to Issei's mind. Don't worry, they hurt you. They're making sure their princess is safe. More like watching on me. Issei responded. Just focus on your date. Let everything else fade away. Albion spoke. Issei spoke. Is not a date. Issei cut the link with the two dragons and Issei sees Kunu smiles. He decided to focus his attention to her. They paid their fee for the entrance of the theme park. Kunu spoke while dragging Issei. Let's go, Issei. Let's get some rides. Issei had no choice but being dragged around. They began to get on rides and eat snack from snack bars. Issei found himself having fun with Kunu. There are times Kunu would trip which Issei would catch her. Kunu would blush at the moment. Issei spoke as he pulled Kunu up on her feet. Careful now, Kunu. I don't want to get yourself hurt. Why, yeah? Said Kunu with blush. Issei spoke. Let's get something to drink in this hot day. 1. Kunu nodded and took Issei to a drink bar which they had slushies. They decided to walk around the park and they found a bench to sit on. Issei spoke. I had fun, do you? Yeah, I did. When you're here with me, said Kunu as she slightly squeezed her slushie. As Issei drank his slushie looking at the people walking around, Kunu steals glances at Issei how calm he looks and at times daydream about him. After for a while they decided to have a walk around the park. Kunu would latch on Issei, their fingers intertwined, like Kunu showing her possessiveness of him. Kunu spoke to Issei. I need to go to the restroom. Issei looks around and found a restroom and spoke. Over there, Kunu. I'll wait out here. Kunu nodded and headed to the restroom. As Issei waited outside, Draig spoke to Issei head. How your date going along, partner? Issei spoke started to get annoyed by the dragons. Like I said, is not a date. Issei cut the link again and sees a snack bar. He decided to head towards the snack bar. Once on its reach, he heard a voice. Whre, slow down. Issei turns his head on the direction that he was crashed into by a warm body. Issei instincts is catch the person before it gets hurt. His body got the brunt of the fall. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? The voice said. Issei opened his eyes and saw crimson hair. Part of the hair was poking at his cheek. Her ocean blue eyes looking at him with concern. Issei's mind spoke with longing. Whre? Issei quickly regained his bearings. He helped Whre on her feet. Issei spoke. I'm fine. Are you? Whre responded while bowing her head. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you helping me. Then Issei noticed someone behind her, which was Akino. He could feel his heart melting with joy. He wished he could hug them and kiss them. Akino scolded Whre. Whre, you should slow down. I know you're fanatic of Japanese, but you must maintain control of yourself. Akino noticed Issei's presence and spoke with her head down. I'm sorry about my friend, she crazy of her visit of Kyoto. Issei spoke with his hands up. No, it's okay. I understand Kyoto is a beautiful city. We have a lot tourists around the area. Akino teased a bit. Wow, Whre, you found such gentlemen. Whre's face flustered and spoke. Akino. Don't say that. Whre turns to Issei and spoke flustered. As an apology, let me pay for your snacks. Oh, there is no need. Issei spoke. Whre interrupted Issei. I insist. I can't take a no for answer. All right. Issei spoke. So, Whre paid the snacks that Issei wanted. Issei spoke. It should be enough for now. As he has bag full of candy. Whre spoke. Thank you for taking it. Akino whispers something to Whre's ear. Whre spoke to Issei. I have to meet up with some people. It nice knowing you. Ria seems to wait for Issei's response as she was fidgeting. Also Issei noticed Akino fidgeting also. Issei spoke, "Here's some souvenirs for you too. I know it's not much it from Kyoto." As Issei hands the souvenirs, Akino and Rias held the souvenirs to their chest, as if cherishing it. Rias spoke with a blush, "Thank you, same here." Akino spoke in similar way. With that the two girls left with blushes on their face, not knowing Issei's name. Issei sighed at his predicament. Dryag spoke, "You basically captured the two girls' heart without effort, partner. It can't be that easy because we just met, also they don't know my name. Probably they'll forget about me." Issei spoke, as he watched Rias and Akino walk away from his sight. "Issei." Kunu spoke as she approaching him. Issei noticed the pouting face of Kunu. Some reason he felt scared the wrath of Kunu. Issei spoke, "Hey Kunu, what were you doing? What are those girls to you?" Kunu spoke as she was questioning Issei to his face. Issei was stunned to speak, seeing Kunu's jealousy side, and then Kunu began to tear up. Kunu was wiping off the tears from her eyes as she spoke, "You are going to replace me? Am I just a person to you?" Issei grabs her hands to his and he spoke, "I'm not going to replace you, you are unique and someone special to me. I may have others in my life doesn't mean I don't value you less. Please don't cry, it makes you pretty when you smile." As Issei wiped away the tears from her eyes as his hand rested on her cheek, Kunu's heart thumped as if Issei's words were making her feel happy. Like she has his attention only to her, and nothing else. She holds Issei's other hand to her chest. Kunu spoke, "I." She muttered as she couldn't speak the words she wanted to say. Issei spoke, "It's okay Kunu. Don't rush it." Kunu looks at Issei with a blushing face and she spoke, "As sure." After that Issei and Kunu walked out of the theme park as it was getting late. They held hands along the way. They reached to the street where was Kunu's way home. Issei spoke, "This where we split ways." Kunu nodded, not wanting to let go of his hand, and she tightened her grip. "Here's some candy you can eat," said Issei as he gave her a bag of candy. Kunu spoke, "I guess you see Monday." Issei nodded and spoke, "We'll have time to go out any time you want." Kunu smiles at Issei, then she let go of Issei's hand and she started head home. They waved each other goodbye. Issei also heads back home and Albion spoke, "I guess your date went well?" "Shut up," Issei said with a hint of blush. Issei was at his room playing video games. Dryag spoke to Issei, "Partner, you are relatively quiet." Issei paused his game and spoke, "It's Rias and Akino. I didn't meet them till high school, but at this early is strange. I know I no longer live at this time. I see how you feel, maybe you must understand you are different in this timeline. Albion and I are thinking what is different in this world. Since you haven't left, we don't know either." Dryag spoke. Issei turned off his video game and went to his bed to sleep, and during his sleep he trained with the two dragons as usual. The next day he was getting ready for school and was heading to the kitchen to eat breakfast. After having breakfast he started to head to school. Then he was at a street where he and Kunu usually meet. After waiting for a minute, he spotted Kunu running at his direction. Kunu jumped at Issei, causing Issei to catch her out of instinct. The next second her legs wrapped around Issei's waist, happy to see him. Albion spoke to Issei's mind, "You guys are definitely mates." Issei shouted at Albion, "No we are not, partner. At this point just accept it because Kunu will never leave, and seeing all the signs she very attached to you. Also this will give us Albion and I a live-action romance and entertainment." Dryag spoke. Before Issei could say to Dryag, Kunu spoke to Issei, "I miss you." Issei was hiding his blush and spoke, "Same here." Issei put Kunu down to her feet, and they started to walk to school together with Kunu wrapped around Issei's arm. In Issei's mind he can't deny he enjoyed it wrapped around by Kunu. Once they were in school nothing of importance really happened, just Kunu clinging to Issei everywhere he would go. In Issei's mind he started to think the difference of childhood he had before. He would recount he was usually alone during till end of middle school, but now he was spending time with Kunu every day. While they were having their lunch in their classroom, Kunu spoke with slight blush on her face, Issei?" Issei swallowed his food and spoke, "What is it Kunu?" "Well could you come by my home? Like hang out?" said Kunu while hiding her blushing face. Issei spoke. "Sure. At what time?" "We'll meet at 6. Kunu responded. Issei nodded and continued to eat his lunch, contemplating about Kunu inviting him to her home. He decided to shrug it off. After school they part ways and Issei was walking back home. He could feel something is off. Once home he decided to wait till 6, but he felt getting restless by the minute. Issei spoke to himself after a few hours. Okay, I'll meet Kunu even it's early. Issei left the house and ran to the spot where he and Kunu usually meet. He began to look around, started to get anxious. Issei spoke, Dryag, Albion talk to me. Albion spoke, follow your instincts. I recommend the same. Dryag spoke. Issei ran up the street where Kunu heads home. He noticed the terrain began to change and there was barrier that covers a section of the town. He tried to cross it but he was thrown back. Dryag spoke, partner, remember you are just human, you must have power to cross it. Issei tightened his fist, felt like he was useless. Issei charged at the barrier full of conviction and punched the barrier. The barrier shattered into million pieces. Now you alerted everyone that is inside the barrier. Albion spoke. Issei decided to wear boosted gear armor, and he spoke, scale mail. Issei walked in the destroyed barrier, and once in he started to notice bodies of guards lying on the ground. Issei quickened his pace. In the distance he could see Kunu fighting off fallen angels. Issei spoke to himself, those must rogue fallen angels, but Kunu seems stronger than the last timeline. Go save your mate. Albion spoke. You. Issei spoke but noticed that Kunu was starting to get overwhelmed. Issei shouted at the fallen angels as he started to approach them. Hey! Leave her alone! The fallen angels looked at Red Dragon Emperor, which shook them. One of the fallen angels spoke, is that the Security? So what, it's just a child. We can kill him. One of the fallen angels spoke with arrogance. Wait, one of the fallen angels spoke before the previous fallen angel charged at Issei with its light spear. Issei sidestepped, causing the fallen angel to miss. Then Issei punched the fallen in the abdomen. The fallen angel gasped of the punch which caused it fall to the ground. So in response the other fallen angels charged at him. Issei spoke to Dryag. Time for Red Dragon Emperor to shine. Yes, partner, make them fear you, show them not to mess with their mate. Dryag spoke with pride. Issei was shocked by Dryag's words, but then he focused on the fight. He would grab their arms and twist them with a crunching sound. For those who was shooting in range, Issei would deflect their light spears and then leap at them, knocking them to the ground. Issei himself is surprised how strong he is in his base form, and without using his boosted gear once. Issei found himself was about to get stabbed in the back. Issei spoke, oh shit. As swung his arm back, an object appeared in his hand, a bright spear manifested in his hand. The spear stabbed at the fallen angel. Issei was too busy to worry about the spear, but he couldn't help to recognize it. Longinus. Issei spoke in surprise after giving a moment to register it. 1. Albion and Dryag were in shock that Issei has the true Longinus. Issei swung around the spear around his hand. He charged at the fallen angels and quickly made a massacre with black feathers everywhere. After the battle, Kunu was standing in shock and too scared to move. Issei removed true Longinus in the air. For some reason he felt relieved that Kunu isn't hurt. Then a magic circle appeared which came out the queen of the yokai, Yasaka. The rest of the bodyguards came out also securing the area. Kunu went behind her mother Yasaka as the guards surrounded Issei. Dryag spoke, Issei, partner, be careful, they don't know you yet. Yasaka approached Issei and spoke with a smile on her face. What's your name? Issei looks at Yasaka. They stared at each other. He was glad he had his balance break on so they couldn't know who he was. But on something he can hide that he is a kid. Issei spoke to Yasaka. I prefer not to say. Yasaka stood there for a moment in thought, and Issei couldn't help but see Yasaka loose kimono exposed chest. Issei was telling himself to not be distracted. He could hear Dryag and Albion whispers among them. Yasaka spoke, I would understand why you prefer not say your name since you are a kid. I'm grateful that you saved my daughter in time. If not by your intervention I would be in despair, said Yasaka while she bowed her head to Issei. Issei scratched the back of his helmet and spoke, is nothing, it was just coincidence. Issei lied, trying not wanting to say the truth because he was worried of Kunu. Also Issei was on edge of revealing his real identity because he still no idea what could be different in the new world. A possibility they might hunt him and his parents, which he wouldn't want to let it happen. He also thinks he isn't ready until he is stronger. Yasaka waved the guards away and asked, "What should I call you?" "Just call me Red." Issei spoke. Yasaka spoke with a smile, "Thank you, Red." Then Kunu appeared in front of her mother. As she approached Issei, Kunu hugged Issei and spoke, "Thank you, Red, for saving me." Issei patted Kunu back and spoke, "I just happened to be there." Issei moved away from the hug and spoke, "I must go, which I can't explain." Yasaka bowed her head and spoke, "I understand, Red. If you need help, come to me anytime." As Issei spread his wings and flew away for a distance, once away from sight, he went back to the street. Yasaka looks at her daughter, Kunu, and spoke, "If he stayed, could he be your future husband?" Kunu looks at her mother and pouted, "Mother, I wouldn't want Red, but..." Kunu dropped her fox ears down, not wanting to reveal the truth of her crush to her mom. "Oh, a boy from school you have a crush on?" Yasaka teased her daughter. "If I recall, you asked me permission to bring a friend of yours. Could it be your crush?" Yasaka grinned at Kunu, which Kunu was wanting to hide from her mother, as she was blushing hard. Kunu covered her face with her 6 foxtails. Issei dispelled his armor and started to shake off the adrenaline as he was back on the street where he and Kunu meet up. Dryag spoke, "Partner, how meeting up?" What humans call the MILF." "Shut up, Dryag!" Issei exclaimed as he couldn't take the teasing from the dragon, which he could hear Albion cackling in background. He sighs at the dragons that making fun of him now. He couldn't help but wonder the true Longinus that he had in his possession. He wonders if there an actual reason he was reborn. As he was lost in thought, he hears footsteps approaching him, which appeared Kunu in a kimono outfit hiding her supernatural features. Kunu spoke with a blush, "How long you been waiting?" "Not long," Issei responded with smile. Kunu takes Issei's hand and drags him to her home. As he was dragged, and Albion spoke, trying to catch his breath from laughing so hard. Issei, "Going back? To see the MILF? Again?" "Ah-ha-ha-ha-ha." Issei shouted at Albion, "Shut up." Now Dryag is now laughing hard. Issei and Kunu reached to a large shrine which servants were walking around doing their daily duties. Issei was trying to get a good view of the place before getting dragged again by Kunu. Issei seems to be dragged to the living room. Kunu sat down and spoke, "Sit down, Issei." Issei sat down and Kunu spoke once again, "This is living room. I know you may have a lot of questions. Shoot ahead." "Well, why so many people in your home? Like people who are very rich?" Issei asked, knowing well from his past life. Kunu spoke, "You could say that. Well, my mother is very rich, also we follow old traditions." Issei nodded, pretending to be in awe. Issei started to ask questions, but he never asked anything about the supernatural. After some hours of chatting, a large double door opened. Issei turns his head back and saw Yasaka enter in the living room, followed by servants. It seems that Yasaka has no shame having her kimono loose. Kunu would glare at her mother for not being proper in front of human, but luckily for Issei, Yasaka had her fox ears and tails hidden. The servants had their faces covered in masks. Yasaka spoke once she saw Issei. "Hello, welcome to my home, or you can call it a shrine." Issei stood up and bowed his head and spoke. "Hello, I'm Issei Hayata, thanks for having me." "Wow. Kunu, your friend is well-mannered," Yasaka commented. Kunu pouted and exclaimed, "Mother!" Yasaka lay down on the side of the couch, showing well-refined curves. Issei was too busy to notice Yasaka as he focused his attention to Kunu. Kunu did not like her mother posture. As Issei and Kunu were chatting away, Yasaka can't help but be familiar with Issei, like she's seen him somewhere. Once the sun was setting, Issei was getting ready to go home. "Well, it's time for me to go home, Kunu," Issei spoke. Kunu frowned that Issei had to leave and spoke, "I wished you didn't. I was having fun talking with you." Issei patted Kunu's head and spoke, "Don't worry, you can invite me anytime." Kunu hugs Issei and spoke, "You're a great bow friend." Then Kunu stops herself, not wanting Issei to be weirded out. Issei tenses up because probably he swore that Kunu said boyfriend. He decided to brush it off since she probably said by accident. Kunu walked Issei out to the entrance of the shrine. Issei spoke with a smile, "See you then, Kunu." "See you, Issei." Kunu spoke with a smile too. As Issei left, he was being by Yasaka by the distance, as she trying to figure what he is, or she was trying to remember. Dryag spoke, "Partner, I'm surprised you're not focused on a pay no more." Issei spoke, "Or you want me to be a pay and but dragon emperor?" He spoke a grin. 1. Albion and Dryag shouted, "No, no, 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 please, no. We beg of you. Don't do it. Please." 1. Issei walked back home cackling as the dragons cried loudly in despair. Issei was at home playing video games in his room. Then Dryag spoke to Issei. "Partner, what's your thoughts on having Kunu as your mate?" said Dryag, wanting to know his thoughts because he was bored. Issei paused his video game and spoke. "I don't know, Dryag. Is it fair for me? In the past I didn't had a girlfriend until I was in high school. What if something goes wrong in the timeline? Kunu thinks I'm human that knows nothing about the supernatural. What her mother would say. No? What if Kunu doesn't want to?" 1. Albion chimed in and spoke. "Issei, you will never know unless you try. Dryag and I see the two of you with chemistry. What are you be stuck in the past? Or a new person who learns and improve? Alright, fine. Which I don't have hope up." Issei spoke. The next day Issei was walking back home from school with Kunu clinging on him. Kunu spoke. Issei," she said in a blush. Issei looks at Kunu and spoke. "Yeah, Kunu? What's wrong?" Can't say." As Kunu had her head down in embarrassment. Issei was about to shrug it off, then Dryag spoke to Issei. "This is your chance." Issei sighs at the dragons that were pushing him to confess. He gathers his courage. He takes Kunu's hand to his. Kunu looks at him in surprise. That is first for her. Issei spoke with a small blush on his face. "I know we've been friends for a while, even it's less than a year. I noticed your behavioral changes." "That you mean?" Kunu interrupted. Issei has had her heart pounding. "Yeah, I like you know I love you." Issei spoke, thinking it wouldn't affect their relationship. Kunu immediately hugs Issei tightly and spoke. "I love you too, Issei." Dryag and Albion were cheering for their host. Issei gets a mate. Issei himself was shocked that Kunu quickly accepted his confession. Issei spoke himself. "What did I get myself into?" 1. Years later, Issei was walking to school with Kunu walking alongside him, having her arms around him. The students from their school have already called them a couple. Issei was 16 years old. The students think of Issei of playboy/popular kid, but in reality, he doesn't think of that way because no girls ever approached him unless he did so. Kunu and Issei are currently dating, which wasn't a secret for everyone. The boys were wanting gawk at Kunu while developing breasts that would begin rival her mother in the future. Issei would glare at the guys, would even dare gawk his girlfriend. Dryag and Albion were laughing at Issei, and Albion spoke. "This happens every day. This is great entertainment." "Shut up, Albion, or should I grope Kunu ass?" Issei spoke with perverted grin. 1. Don't do it. You are more bluntly than before. Just don't. My reputation will be gone. Albion yelled in despair. Issei spoke with grin on his face. No one has to know. Please no. Dryag, control your host. He is a freak. Albion shouted. Don't look at me, Albion. I can't help you and I can't control him. Dryag exclaimed in fear. Issei stopped himself from touching Kunu, which he wouldn't do. Kunu looks at Issei and spoke. What up with that face again, Issei? Issei responded, It's nothing, Kunu. I was simply talking to myself. Let me guess. Is my mother? Kunu spoke with pouted face. Issei places his hands up and spoke. No, no, no. Is not your mother, Kunu? Then Kunu get close to Issei's ear and spoke with tantalizing voice. Don't forget that you said you wanted harem of women. That may include my mother. Issei backs off in a blush of mess and spoke. Please not with that voice. Kunu giggles, then walks away to her class. Issei sighs at Kunu how forward she is. He remembers how shy she was in past. Now she is very bold with her advances. Issei spoke at himself as he heads to class. I guess Kunu got it from her mother. He can't deny that he like it. How Kunu talks to him that he could get weakened. He also notices lately that Yasaka has her eyes on him every time he visits Kunu. As Issei was bored in class, Dryag spoke. Are you planning to have Yasaka in your harem? What? Issei asked. Is natural to attract women towards you even without our sacred gears. Dryag spoke. Issei spoke. I rarely use it, so it shouldn't be possible. In the supernatural world this attracts them. Albion chimed in. Is your natural charm that is attracting you? Maybe you are maturing the way you talk to girls. Remember the pervert side back then which repels them. The only reason it attracts them to you back then is because of your kindness. Issei grabs his head in embarrassment and spoke, "Don't remind me, Albion. I regret it." "Yeah, but that freak side that is hidden is very scary." Dryag spoke. After school, Issei was walking back Kunu to her home, which Yasaka was waiting outside for her daughter. Once in front of the shrine, Kunu kisses Issei on lips. Issei felt melting from the inside, but he was trying to remain control of himself, or he'll ravage her at the spot. Kunu spoke after parting lips from Issei. "See you then, Issei." Kunu walks inside the shrine, which she greeted her mother the way in. The servants followed Kunu as Issei and Yasaka were alone outside. Issei felt awkward being alone with Yasaka, which he spoke as he scratches the back of his head. "Nice seeing you, Yasaka-sama. I'll be on my way." As he was trying his best to look away at her breasts, which had her kimono loose on her shoulders. "Hold on, Issei." Yasaka spoke. "Yes?" Issei spoke. Yasaka approached Issei in front of him and spoke. "I know you are trying to be best boyfriend for my daughter. Something wrong?" Issei asked as he was getting worried. Kunu would no longer be back at school by the end of the school year. She must take care of the shrine for the teachings. Yasaka spoke in sorrow tone. Issei himself expected of Yasaka telling him the news, but it still hurt him. He knew next year it's supposed happen where he gets reincarnated as a devil in Kuo, which in this timeline would be different, he thought to himself. 2. Issei spoke. "I understand." Yasaka spoke as she places her hand on his chest. "You're welcome to come by any time." Issei spoke, trying not get distracted by her touch. "Yeah? I will." Issei backs off and starts to head back home. Yasaka stared for a while, which she licks her lips like predator getting ready to hunt her prey. Then she hears her daughter calling out for her, which she went back in with her fox ears and her 8 tails out. Several months passed till almost to the end of the school year. Issei was getting dressed up in his room. Around his room had banners of anime on his walls, which Issei couldn't let go of his past antics. Issei heads to the bathroom to wash up, then he looks at the mirror at himself. Seeing his hair messy, he retied his lock hair in the back. He was feeling of déjà vu, as he feels reliving in the past. Dryag spoke. "Lost in thought, partner?" Issei sighs and responded, "Yeah, it feels I'm reliving in past like in a dream. I don't know what to do if I affect the timeline. So unnerving. I don't what to say either." Albion spoke. Dryag spoke, trying calm everyone including himself. "Well, partner, you trained a lot with our gears, including the true Longinus. So, at this point nothing shall stand in your way." As Dryag spoke in pride in the end, Issei went back to the room and grabbed his bag ready to go to school. Then he went to the kitchen, seeing his parents having breakfast, which he joined. Issei felt off being with his parents. The new faces and personalities, but of course they loved him like a parent would to its children. Dryag asked Issei, seeing his down mood, "What wrong, partner?" "It just... I may be pathetic saying this, I miss my old parents. I never said to them goodbyes. I'm grateful to be in a nice family that cares for me and my antics." Issei looks at his breakfast. Albion and Dryag looks at each other, knowing that Issei would miss his old parents. Albion spoke, trying to comfort Issei. "Hey, I know no matter what, your parents will always love you wherever you are." "Thanks, Albion." Issei spoke as he began to eat his breakfast. Issei made small conversations with his parents throughout the breakfast. After having breakfast with his family, Issei left the house and went to school as usual. On his way, he met up with his girlfriend, Kunu. Kunu gave Issei a kiss and spoke. "How your morning, Issei?" Issei spoke as they began to walk together. "It been good, Kunu." Issei wrapped his arm around Kunu's waist. Kunu smiles happily, having Issei with her. Once in school, everything goes normal as usual. When Issei is bored in class, he would have conversations with 2 heavenly dragons to pass time. After school, Issei and Kunu would walk together back home. Issei was looking around, seeing places they'd been when they were kids. Kunu noticed his movements. Kunu spoke with teasing tone. "Looking the places we went on dates?" "Say what?" "Well, is nothing, Kunu." Issei responded as he scratches the back of his head. "No matter where we go, I always have fun because I'm with you," Kunu said in lovingly tone. Kunu began to frown a bit, which Issei didn't let go unnoticed. "Something wrong, Kunu?" Issei asked, a bit worried. Kunu responded, trying not to break down. "Well, next year I won't be able to be back to school." Issei hugs Kunu closely to him and Issei spoke. "I know, Kunu, your mother told me." "Say what?" "My mother told you." Kuna asked surprised. Issei responded, yes, several months ago. Maybe she wanted me to know that I won't be so devastated when the day comes, but I should be able to visit you. Kuna snuggles in Issei's chest and spoke, that's good to know, Issei, but I don't want to stop seeing you. What I have to do is important in my family. Kuna couldn't say the whole truth in fear of Issei being dragged in the supernatural, and the dangers that comes along with it. Kuna feels that the longer are in the relationship, the harder to hide the supernatural to him. What if Issei sees her as a monster? What would be his reaction? Kuna tightened her grip on him, not wanting to let go. She knew at some point the truth will be revealed to him. Kuna slowly let go of him, and heads home, and Issei watched seeing her go. Dryag spoke to Issei, Kuna might be afraid that you'll leave. I've seen couples tear apart because of the supernatural. I see, no matter what I'll be on her side. I'm not still ready to reveal myself yet, since I don't know much about the difference in the timeline. Issei spoke as he heads home. Issei entered his home as his mom was starting to make dinner. His mother spoke from the kitchen, how's school, son? It went okay, Mom. Issei responded as he went to the couch to sit down. His mother come out of the kitchen and spoke, same response as always. Is there something that interests you? Issei responded, no, not really. I just go to school and home. Just help Dad when he needs to. His mother sighs at her son's response and went to sat next to Issei. She gently patted Issei's hair. I'm just worried about you. You don't tell us anything that happens like if you weren't there. His mother spoke. Issei responded, not wanting to make his mom worried. There is a girl I hang out with. You remember? Oh, I do. I never had the chance to meet her. Something wrong? His mother asked. No, Mom. I was wanting to make sure that I'm not alone. Issei responded. Issei's mother spoke as she went back to the kitchen. Well, I got make dinner. Albion spoke to Issei. I'm surprised that your mom worries about you. That your parents don't shame you of having anime banners in your room, compared to his old parents. But I won't say anything since it is a sensitive topic. Dryag spoke. Issei went to his room and sat lied down on his bed looking at ceiling. Dryag and Albion were quiet, not wanting to disturb Issei's thoughts. They knew that Issei still having trouble to move on from his past, even though he doesn't say it. After a couple of hours his mother would call out for him that dinner is ready. Issei gets up and went to the dining table. Issei's father would have a conversation with his wife about work-related. Then Issei's father spoke to Issei as he placed his chopsticks down. Issei. There's something I want to tell you. What is it, Dad? Issei asked, being curious, knowing his father won't say much to him unless it is important. Your mother and I decided to move out to Ko for a better paying job. Which means you'll be going to a new school after summer break. I heard there is academy that went from private girls' school into a co-ed. That is one of top high schools on the country. His father spoke. Issei asked, so when we are moving out? Issei's father spoke. A week after school year is finished. Issei nodded at his father and finished his meal. He took his dishes to the sink. Dryag spoke, a bit excited. I guess our adventure is starting. Same here. I wonder what kind of opponents we'll face. I can't wait to see their faces getting crushed. Albion spoke with total excitement. Issei spoke as he went to shower. I wonder what Kuna would think of me of moving out. 1. Dryag and Albion excitement disappeared and Dryag spoke. Tell her the truth. I'm sure she'll understand. According to the timeline you'll return next spring. Yeah, I must tell her. Issei spoke. Issei steps out of his shower and put his clothes and went to his room to sleep. He wondered how Kuna will take the news. Issei slowly opened his eyes in the morning, the sun shining through the window curtains. He hears the dragon spoke, morning. Issei rubs his eyes and spoke, morning, Dryag, Albion. Albion spoke to Issei as Issei was getting up. You'll have break the news to your mate. Issei sighs at Albion antics calling his girlfriend mate. He started to put on his school uniform. Yeah, there are no other choice. It wouldn't be fair for her. I'll tell her after school. Issei spoke as he put on his blazer. He went to the kitchen where his mother was cooking and his father on the dining table drinking his coffee. He read the newspaper. Issei sighs at his father being old-schooled, never using his phone for the news. His mother notices Issei approaching and spoke, Want some breakfast, Issei? Issei made a smile and responded, Yes, sure, Mom. Issei went to sit on a chair in front of his father. Then his mother comes in with a plate of breakfast of Western style. Issei puts his hands together and spoke, "Thanks for the food." He began to eat his breakfast in silence. Then his father spoke after taking a sip of his coffee. Issei looks at his father and asked, "What is Dad?" While he stuffs the food in his mouth, his father spoke, "I know it must be hard taking in the news from last night. I know it, you'll have to deal new people and area." Issei swallowed his food down and spoke, "I know, Dad, but please don't worry too much about me. I know how to handle new things. I just wanted to make sure that your mother and I care for you and love you. I know that you are into anime, but we supported your hobbies. I'm just worried for you, son, that you wouldn't get a girlfriend yet, much less a harem." His father sighed at Issei's statement. Then next second a flying spatula hits Issei's father's head, which Issei's father yelped in pain. While Issei looks at his mother, which had evil smile on her face. He slightly made nervous chuckle. He wonders his parents are like this, just like in the past parents. After eating his breakfast, he went out the door, but his mother stops him. "Issei, wait." Issei's mother quickly runs after him. Issei turns around and sees his mother brings him his lunchbox. Issei's mother scolded Issei, "Here your lunch. You keep forgetting it. How am I going to do with you?" Issei made a small smile and spoke, "Sorry, Mom. I try not to." "Alright, off you go. Go meet your girlfriend." Issei's mother spoke with a grin. Issei made a chuckle at his mom and spoke, "You scare me, Mom." Issei waved his mom goodbye and runs off to meet his girlfriend. Issei knew that his mother isn't wrong, but he should tell them the truth of his relationship. On the way, Issei met with Kuna where they usually meet. Kuna sees Issei approaching her way. She smiles happily at him. As usual, they shared a kiss for a while before heading to school. Issei wrapped his arm around her waist as they walked. Issei knew that Kunu is still upset about that she wouldn't be able to come to school with Issei anymore. Kunu spoke, "What your plans later after school?" "Well, I started to think to go on a date together." Issei responded with a smile. "You'll also like Ascension to Greatness, High School DxDx Date A Live, by Chester Tomlinson. Ascension to Greatness, High School DxDx Death, 78.2K, 1.7K. Just as Issei thought that his life was going well, he was suddenly met with a heartbreaking discovery which subsequently causes a chain reaction of events which unfold. My Pawn, Rias X Reader, by Relentless 41. My Pawn, Rias X Reader, 538K, 6.9K, requested by a few users and readers. High School DxD. If you like Eki, action, love, and particularly devils and angels and such, this is your series to watch. Rias Grove. The Emperor That Changes the World Part 1 by Black Mask 56. The Emperor That Changes the World Part 1, 3.8K, 50. This is my first time doing a High School DxD fanfic, so bear with me. I will try to make it to everyone's liking. But for context, Issei isn't going to be a pervert, but he. A Family Secret by Ruindragonarmy. A Family Secret. 4.6K, 91. After seeing Asia die and her sacred gear be taken by Rainier, what if something snapped within Issei? What if his parents had a secret about who he really was, about who? The Freezing Dragon by Dragon God Astaroth. The Freezing Dragon. 30.1K, 574. What is love? Love is a feeling that helps the heart experience happiness, joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose. But what happens when you take away that feeling? WH. High School DxD, Reborn once again by Cheetah 100704. High School DxD, Reborn once again, 67.8K, 1K. What if Issei gets betrayed by his lovers except one? He gets killed, the one he looked up to, but someone decided to give him a new life. Would Issei remember his past? Lee? I like the sound of that. Kunu spoke with a smile. At school, Issei was doing his schoolwork, and he was thinking also. Dryag spoke to Issei, "So when you break the news, partner?" Issei sighs at himself and responded, "Once the date is over." Albion chimed in a bit worried. "Wouldn't it make her more upset, especially with you?" "Well, there is no other choice, Albion. Perhaps this may be best option. She still thinks I don't know about the supernatural world." Issei spoke. The two dragons went quiet and left Issei for his own thoughts. Issei groans at the events that will happen in the later day. After school, Issei and Kunu were heading to the main town where are attractions and shops all over. Kunu had her arms around Issei's and spoke, "Thanks for taking me on the date. No problem, I always have with you when are together." Issei spoke, feeling guilty, so they went to have fun at attractions and taking photos of each other until the sunset. Kunu was gleaming in happiness by the end of the date. Issei takes Kunu back to her home. Kunu spoke with a smile on her face, "I had so much fun today. We should do this another time." "I'm glad you did, Kunu, but there's something I must tell you." Issei spoke. Kunu asked, "What is it?" As Kunu sensed something is wrong, Issei takes a deep breath and responds, "Kunu, there is nothing easy way to say it. Kunu, I'm moving to another town." "What?" Kunu asked in disbelief. "I know it's hard to believe, Kunu." Issei spoke. Kunu started to tear up and spoke, "Please, you got to be lying. Please, you said you will visit me?" Issei spoke, feeling guilty. "I'm sorry, Kunu, that." Kunu interrupts Issei while crying, "Please don't apologize. I don't expect to turn this way. I don't know what to think." Issei spoke, "Kunu, give some time to think." Kunu slowly nods her head and turns around to the door and spoke, "Yeah. Next time." With that, Kunu closed the door and left Issei outside. Issei put his fists together and heads home. Dryag spoke, "Partner, don't blame yourself. It's bound to happen." Issei spoke, "But I failed. I didn't want to break her heart. It might be best for the two of us. Me a human and Kunu a yokai princess. It reminds me of folktale that a human tried to have relationship with a yokai, but it was bound to fail from the beginning. You are not any human but a human that is have the 3 Longinuses." Albion chimed in. 1. Issei was back home and plopped himself on the bed, feeling down. The next couple of weeks Issei and Kunu still met up in mornings, but they have nothing to say to each other. For each day Issei felt that Kunu won't come around, probably questioning their relationship. One day before Issei had to move out, Kunu was walking home with him. Kunu spoke, "Issei?" Issei stops and responds, "Yeah, Kunu?" Kunu approaches Issei closely and facing towards Issei and spoke, "I wished we didn't have the tension between, especially when you are moving out tomorrow." Issei smiles a bit and spoke, "Same here, Kunu. It is hard how our relationship was." Kunu places her hand on Issei's chest and spoke, "Sure, please don't say anything. It still hurts, but I know you have no control. But there's one thing I want you to do." "What is it?" Issei asked, wanting to repair their rocky relationship. Kunu responds with a blushing face, "I want you to meet me tonight at my home." Issei gulps down and spoke, "Yeah, sure." Kunu leaves to her home as Issei went his home, thinking, wondering what she was trying to convey. Dryag and Albion knew the answer but decided not to reveal to Issei, hoping he wouldn't freak out like in the past. Once the night was out, Issei leaves home and heads to Kunu's home. He already told his parents where he was staying at for night, which his parents are okay with it. Issei was in front of the large shrine, feeling nervous. He knocked the large door, which a guard with mask on comes out. The guard spoke, "You must be Issei that Yasaka told us about." Issei nods and spoke, "Yes, I'm Issei." The guard let Issei in and guided Issei to the living room where Yasaka and Kunu were waiting for him. Issei sees them in their loose kimonos, which he finds it exciting. But he had calmed down, not wanting to act like his past self. The guard bowed head to the royals, "He's here." Yasaka spoke, "You can leave." The guard leaves the room and closes the doors behind him. Yasaka nods at Issei to sit down, which Issei follows the order. Yasaka decided to speak, "Issei, you are here to stay for night with my daughter?" "Mother!" Kunu exclaims in a heavy blush. Yasaka chuckles at her daughter outburst. Issei spoke, "Kunu want to meet me tonight at her home." "All right. I don't mind." Yasaka spoke as she fans herself with a golden hand fan. Kunu stands up and spoke to Issei, "Follow me, Issei." Kunu walks to the hallways before Issei could follow Kunu. Yasaka grabs Issei's hand. Yasaka spoke with a grin, "I have my eyes on you." Yasaka slightly licks her lips. Issei felt being targeted but had to follow Kunu. Yasaka looks Issei back. Yasaka spoke to herself, "I'll claim you soon enough." Issei follows Kunu until he reaches to her room. Issei walks in Kunu's room. It was slightly dim with light. Issei looks around for Kunu but couldn't find her. Then he felt someone turns him around and felt pressing lips on him. He sees Kunu kissing him heavily. They broke the kiss, catching their breath, and Kunu had a heavy blush on her face. Kunu spoke, Issei, please make love to me just for tonight. Please don't turn me down. Are you sure? I don't want. Issei spoke but interrupted by Kuna. Kuna places her finger on Issei's lips and spoke, this is I want, and what I desire for so long. Issei felt getting freaked out, but he tells himself to man up. He was given chance which he would not waste. Endi Kuna were now laying bed-covered liquids and sweat. Also, they had their bodies covered in bites marks. Issei notices Kuna Fox features are out but didn't say anything but lost in the glow. He wondered how he could keep because in his human body would be over after a while. Dryag respond to Issei question, is because you Albion and I transformed your body into a dragon. What? Issei asked. While you were having your love session. We transform your body into a dragon type. Stronger, faster, longer stamina. Also wings and powers. Which means it was painless due to high pleasure. Dryag explained. Oh. What about the gears, are they now useless? Issei spoke. Albion chimes in. No, but think like an extra feature which increases your power. Cheating the system. 1. Right. Issei spoke tiredly. Issei and Kuna held together until morning. As the morning rose, Kuna was first to wake up and notices her fox features are out, which she quickly hides them. Then Issei began wake up also and sees Kuna hugging him with her breasts pressing on him. Kuna spoke, morning. Kuna kisses Issei lips and then make out a bit after later. Issei puts his clothes on and gets ready to leave. Issei spoke, this is my last day in, don't worry. Let me say goodbye at the train station. Kuna spoke. Issei nods and leaves the room and heads home. After a couple of hours, Issei and his parents were at the train station. His parents were in the train waiting for Issei. Kuna and Yasaka were in front of him to see him off. Issei kisses Kuna with passion, not wanting to let go. Kuna spoke with a sad tone, I wish you didn't leave. I know, Kuna. I promised to come back. Issei spoke. Kuna smiles at Issei and spoke to his ear, Issei, I don't mind you have other girlfriends in the future as long you have me in your heart. Issei shivers at Kuna's deliberate statement, and which he has the green light to have a harem. Issei spoke, alright. I promise. Issei looks at Yasaka and which Yasaka spoke, I hope you come back. Be safe. I will. Issei bowed his head to Yasaka, then Yasaka gets close to Issei's ear. Also, I'll be waiting for you. Yasaka whispered seducing voice. Issei shivers again and nodded slowly. Issei leaves for the train that was about to depart. He waves his goodbyes to them. Yasaka and Kuna watches the train leaving. Yasaka places her hands on Kuna's shoulders. Kuna looks back, her mother, and Yasaka spoke. I know what happened between you two, it was loud. Mother! Kuna exclaims, blushing in embarrassment. Yasaka chuckles and spoke, don't worry. Don't mind if I get a piece. Yeah, mother. Kuna sighs, still red on her face. Kuna's thoughts ran about sharing Issei with her mother, maybe someday. As the train travels in high speeds across the country, Issei was sitting in front of his parents. He is looking out the window, seeing the landscape pass by. His mother spoke, Issei, I know it's hard leaving your hometown. Perhaps Mom. Issei spoke as he looks at his parents. Issei's father chuckles and spoke, hey son, if there aren't pretty girls in Kyoto, there are some in Ku. Then Issei's father gets elbowed by his wife, and which Issei's mother spoke, don't listen to your father Issei because he is stuck with me. To be honest, I wish you find a wife soon to give me grandbabies. Issei looks at his mother in shock but went back to normal, knowing his mother well. Issei started to get comfortable on the seat and spoke, I'm going to take a nap. Alright Issei. We'll wake you up once we get there. Issei's father spoke. Issei closes his eyes and feels a blanket comes on him, knowing it was his mother. Issei found himself in his dreamscape and sees Albion and Dryag chatting away. Albion spoke once spotted Issei. Issei, are you excited returning your old hometown? I don't know what to feel, Albion, but what if everything is different what I remember? Who is the true red and white dragon emperor? Issei questioned as he walks back and forth. Dryag spoke with pride, you are the true dragon emperor, partner. Issei made the true Longinus appear in his hand and spoke, time to train. Albion and Dryag gets up and spoke, right. In his dream felt hours battling the two heavenly dragons. Issei was on his knee exhausted with his red and white armor broken, holding his lance as support. Issei spoke as he looks at the two dragons, damn, I can't even beat you. Albion spoke, seemingly didn't broke a sweat. Honestly, you are close. Dryag and I had to use everything we had to knock you down. Also, you were always outnumbered 2-1. Partner, you were giving your all. To be honest, you are very strong. Dryag spoke. Issei dispelled his armor and lance, which Issei lied down on the dark black floor. Dryag spoke. Well, partner, it's time for you to get up. Before Issei could say anything, he was shaken up by his father. His father spoke. We're here, Issei. Issei gets up, feeling his body tired from training his dreamscape. Issei gets off the train behind his parents. As he looks around, seemingly nothing is different. Issei followed his parents to a car. Once inside, they drove off to their new home. Issei looks out of the window, seeing Ko looks the same as ever. Dryag spoke to Issei. What are you thinking, partner? Well, nothing is different. I guess it was something else. Issei spoke as he continues to look out the window. Issei notices his old home as the car passes by and stare at it longing. Wondering who lives there currently. That where I used to live? Issei spoke in quiet tone. Then the car goes across the town, which Issei wasn't too particular familiar. The car stops at a drive spot. Issei steps out of the car and look at his new home. It was moderate, and with 2-story high. Issei's mother spoke to Issei. Issei, this is your new home, similar to our old one. I sure you'll enjoy it. Issei nodded at his mother and entered the house, seeing all the stuff already organized. He sees the family photos hanging on the wall. Issei went upstairs to explore, sees a bathroom with 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. He goes to find his stuff in one of the bedrooms, packed in moving boxes. The bed has already been placed. Issei spoke. It's time to unpack. Issei started to unpack his stuff from the boxes and hang his anime banners on the walls. He stuffs away his clothes and books of fantasy on its shelves. Dryag spoke. You usually have lewd mags everywhere and DVDs. What about it, Dryag? Surprised? Issei asked as he put his books away. Dryag responded. Not really, it just brings memories when you were younger in the past. Issei laughs a bit and spoke. Yeah, it's because of that old man. Honestly, is better without it. Is to clear my name and yours. Aside from private. Dryag cries in happy tears as Albion just watches the interaction. He blames their hosts from their perverseness. Once Issei finished unpacking, he takes a good look at his room and seemed to like it how it turned out. So the next couple days Issei has taken time to settle down in his new home. Also in the meantime, he took the entrance exam and sent it to Ko Academy, hoping to get accepted. In the summer, Issei would stroll around the town visiting shops and parks. One afternoon, as Issei was on his way home from strolling around drinking a soda on his way back, he sees a trio of girls chatting away wearing delinquent clothes. He could hear the chatter. One girl spoke. You remember that guy in our school trying to impress us by bringing us flowers? Then one girl with glasses responded. Haha, right. Who wants flowers? Instead, we told him to fuck off to his friend if he needs to fuck someone. Ha! Just by the look of his face, seeing him tear up like baby. Probably needs his mommy to comfort his sweet little fucking heart. A girl spoke with spiky brown hair with spiky collar on her neck. Issei walks by them as he takes a sip from his soda. His eyes seem to be locked on the spiky brown hair girl as the girl did the same. They stare at each other, and seem their eyes widen, but Issei walked past them. Issei spoke to his mind. Shit! We locked eyes. Why the girl looks so similar? Albion spoke to Issei. To be honest, you two looked alike. A counterpart. Say what? Issei exclaimed at Albion. Don't worry, partner, maybe it's just your imagination. Dryag spoke. I hope so. What are the chances? Issei spoke as he threw away the bottle. As Issei walks away, the brown hair girl seemed to stare at Issei but went back to her friend group.